Hey, this is Jamie from GarageSaleCoach.com, and you're watching another one of my garage sale find videos. Hey everyone, this is my first garage sale find video, and I'm super excited to start with this video because it was one of my favorite community sales this weekend, and I did really well. I got out there early and there was a lot of competition, but I just kind of went around and just did my thing and found the good sales and started buying stuff. But when it was all said and done, it looks like my profit will be around $2,800, and that's just kind of guesstimating on the value of things, and of course there'll be fees on top of that. But I'd like to get started just going through some of the things that I bought. Probably my best find of the week was I found a house where they were big Disney collectors, and at first early in the morning I went through and looked at a couple things and bought a couple things, but they wanted, you know, decent prices for their things. You know, they didn't just want $5 or $10 a piece. I was paying, you know, $40 and $50 for things. So I bought a couple things and told them I'd come back later. So I ended up coming back around 10:30 and spent about an hour at the house just kind of looking up items and seeing how much they were worth and kind of working out deals with them. And built a pretty good relationship with these guys, so it was kind of fun. But when it was all said and done, it'll be a huge profit. I did spend, you know, over $500, but I'll be able to sell this stuff for close to $2,000. So it was well worth the time and worth the investment. I'm not normally a collectible buyer, but sometimes you just can't pass up good things, and these were all new in the box, so that makes it easy for me to ship them and you know, list what they are. So let me run through these real quick, and then we'll get into my regular finds that I normally find. One thing I didn't have in that picture was, this is from they have a Disney monorail set where they have all the different items, you know, that go with the track and the hotels and the different attractions. Well, this is just an attraction from Disneyland in California, and it's still new in the box. The box was open, but everything's still new, so its value is around $250, and I did pay $100 for it, but I'll easily, you know, make $100, $150, if not more, on this. So it was an easy choice to spend that much money. I also found these are called Disney Big Figs. They're big figurines. This one's 18 inches tall, and I passed up on it first thing in the morning when they wanted 50, but when I came back later that day and they were down to 40 and nobody had still bought it, I couldn't let it go. And it's worth over $200. The problem is it didn't come in a box, so it's very hard to ship, and I've had one in the past that I shipped, and it did break, and it became a huge ordeal. Even though I had insurance on it, I had to go a long ways to even get the money back for it, so that's a completely different story. But I'll probably sell it locally, probably around the 150 range. I'll try to maybe even get closer to 200, but I think it's the first edition in the series with the Tinkerbell. I'm not sure, so I'll have to look into that more later, but I know for sure I'll make a minimum of $100, if not more. This is a used sign from the theme parks when they had their 100 Years of Magic. This is one of the signs they would use in their stores. And there's, you know, a lot of collectors that look for stuff like this because it's not stuff you can buy, so it's actually something that came from the park. So I'm not sure exactly how much it's going to be worth because I can't find another one. So that could make it valuable. It could not make it valuable, but I'm anticipating it worth being at least $50, if not more. And I'll put it on an auction with all these different items all ending at the same time, so that I can get a huge audience of people looking at all of these things as I pull them in from each auction. So a minimum of $30 profit on that, but we'll see how it goes. This is a banner that was hanging in the park during their Millennium celebration, and I have no idea what this one would go for. I mean, for 20 bucks, I knew that I'd at least make that back, if not more. I'm assuming that it's going to go for at least 50, if not more, because it's one of those things that just doesn't have a value. It was in the park. You know, some people might be excited about having, you know, an actual theme park used item, and I see a lot of those things go for a lot. This is a statue. It's about 12 inches or maybe 10 or 11 inches tall. It's pretty big, and it was brand new in the box, and I cannot find this anywhere. It's limited edition of 200, and I just couldn't let it go for $40. There's so many limited edition statues like this that are so hard to find that that go for a lot, well over, $100 to $200. So I couldn't let it go. It's new in the box, so it's got the styrofoam, so I can ship it, cheap and easily. So I think I'll for sure make $100 on this one, and I'm kind of anxious to see how well it does. This is another limited edition item. I think it was limited edition of maybe like 200 or 300. And I only paid $40 for it, but it comes with all the pins, and pins are very collectible, especially in items like this that are limited edition. So I expect this to sell for over $100. Now I know, a lot of people listening to this won't have as much access to Disney stuff since I live in Central Florida. That's kind of a collectible that I find, but there are always collectibles for different things that, are nationwide or maybe local to you. But this kind of gives you an idea, when you're looking at collectibles, kind of get the values on things. But this was kind of a rare find for me to get all these collectibles. Another one, this is kind of a ceramic or resin. It's Mickey's Toontown house when they had the Toontown fair, and this is a limited edition of I think about 200 or 300, and I cannot find this one anywhere either. So I'm expecting this one to sell for over $150, so that'd be $100 profit. This was actually my kid's favorite. It's the stretching room in the Haunted Mansion, and those are actually 4 pins that are the portraits that are on the wall. And I saw this one sell on eBay broken for $105, and that's all I had to base this on. So I'm like, well, if it sold broken for $105, then I can only imagine that it'll do better than that. So I'm valuing it at least $150. And you can always go to garagesalecoach.com and look at my profit reports, and you'll be able to see what things actually sold for, because I will update that page as things sell. This was another limited edition chest with 5 pins in it. Once again, I couldn't find it anywhere. And I'm expecting it to go for over $100, so we'll see. And that's a potential profit of $60. This was another item that was limited edition that was only for the pin celebration in 2002, and I expect it to be worth over $50, and we'll see how that one goes as well, or around $50. So this one actually I saw going for a lot at some point, so this one will go for at least $130. I only paid $30 for it, so that's potential of $100 profit. And of course it's easy to ship because it's got its own box. I mean, I'll put it in another box, but it's protected and safe. Another item here was, I think I saw this one around $190, so that's well over $150 profit, and we'll see how that one goes as well. And this was probably the best find of all that. After I had been there for about an hour, he came up to me and said, "What would you pay for this, conductor's badge?" And this is actually worn by the cast members only the cast member that drives the train. So they're very rare, and for some reason they're very sought after by Disney collectors. So I've seen it sell on auction for around $330, in used condition, and this one is in mint condition. So we'll see how this one goes, but this could be, very easy to ship. I'll do, signature confirmation on this one, make sure it's, safe, and probably even insurance, just in case it gets lost or stolen, which I don't normally have a problem, but just in case. And I expect this one to be, sell for over $300 with, that's $250 profit, plus I got to pay fees, but it still should be a really good find. So altogether, that stuff, was about $1,200 to $1,500 in profit. But now I'm going to get into just like the regular everyday finds that you can find that I found. And these were all brand new headphones in the box, and I scanned them with my phone, and they came up to be about $40 to $50 each. He wanted $15 a piece for them, so I offered him, $50 for the set, which would be $10 each, and he took it. And when I wrote this up, I said value around $20, because it said $40, I was looking on eBay and they were selling for like $17 or $18. Well, I put them all on Amazon for $24.99 plus shipping, and I've already sold, I think, 3 or 4 of them. So they're each worth about $25, and they ship for $2 because they're only 3 ounces each. So my potential profit on this actually will probably be a little bit more than that, probably be in the $40, $50 range. This right here is a laser tag system, and it's funny, people look at these like they're toys, and I see them all the time. Now this is kind of a special set, but just these laser tag guns, a couple of these guns are worth, $20, $30, and sometimes when you get the box or the bigger guns, they can be worth a lot more. So this set alone sells for over $100, so I only paid $10 for it, so that's about $100 profit on that, and we'll see how it goes. This is a labeler. I've never bought one of these before. I kind of looked it up and saw some selling for $40, but they were, new or whatever, and I ended up just picking it up for $10 because I knew I wouldn't lose, but I think I'm going to get closer to about $25, and it'll be pretty easy to ship. Just put it in either a big envelope or a priority box. So I'll make, maybe $10 or something on that. This probably wasn't my best buy of the day, but a lot of times when I see these big touchscreen stereos, I've had times before where I sold them for $400 or $500 because I have GPS and all kinds of multimedia. This one's for a Volkswagen, and when I looked it up afterwards, I didn't look it up when I was there because the guy also had a couple GPS units, and I kind of did a bundle deal. I found out that it's probably only worth about $50 or $60, so I'll just make my money back on this, but it was worth the gamble because in the past I've made $200 or $300 on these. But here are the GPS units the guy also had, and he was asking for $20 for one of them and $5 for the other, and I kind of grouped it in, so I got these for $20. And I think as of this recording, they both have already sold. One of them sold for, I think it sold for $65 or $70, and the other one sold for $35, about $30 or $35. So, well over a $75 profit, and both of those I was able to ship in a padded envelope, in first class mail, so under $3 or $4. So that was a good buy there. These were some kind of homeschool education books, and they had the printouts of how much they originally cost from, the provider, and they were each like $250 sets, and they wanted $10 on one and $20 on the other two. And I was like, wow, stuff like this can sell for a lot. I mean, sometimes I'll make a lot of money on textbooks that sell for $100 each or something like that. So I went ahead and just picked them up. I've looked them up on eBay, and I don't think I'll get as much as I was hoping to get for them, but I still think, selling each set individually, I'll still sell it all for around $100 or more. So that's a $50 profit on that. And they can ship in media mail, which is usually under $4, so it'll be pretty cheap to ship. These were something I actually asked somebody about and said, hey, do you have any video games? And they said, well, like Game Boy or something like that? I'm like, yeah, Game Boy would be great. And so they brought out their Game Boy Advanced SP, and they had these 6 games in it. And he wanted $50 for the Game Boy Advance SP, which is really only worth about $40. But I said, well, how much would you do for the games? And he said, well, these Pokemon games, they're worth about $20 each. And so he's like, well, I couldn't do it for less than about $40 for the games, so I got him down to $35 on the games. And as of this recording, I've already sold all 4 of the Pokemon games for $123. And the other 2 games, the Crash game and this other Jackie Chan game, I'll put in a lot on eBay with some other games that I've gotten. So that's $88 plus whatever I sell the other ones for in profit. It was easy, and just because I asked. These are receipt printers, a lot of commercial equipment I do pretty good with, especially small stuff that I can ship like this because people pay a lot for those credit card terminals and receipt printers and, things like that. And I paid $40 for this set. It's only got one power cord, so I'm going to have to sell the other without a power cord or buy a power cord to sell it. And I think that they'll each sell for, one of them will sell for more than the other, but I'll get at least $100 for the pair, if not more. Actually, maybe I don't know. I got my numbers kind of mixed up here, but I know I'll make, good money on this. This is an Apple Mac Mini 2.0, and he wanted $100 for it, and I offered him $80. It looks like the Mac Minis are selling somewhere in the neighborhood of about $150, and then I'll take the keyboard and sell it separately for another $50, and the mouse, I'll sell it separately for about another $30. So it just works out better financially to break these things up because the keyboard and the mouse are worth so much. So right there, it'll be about $150 in profit. This is just a wireless router. I mean, some of the wireless routers are really coming down in price, but for $3 I couldn't pass it up, either to use it for myself, or I can even sell it locally for about $15, or put it on Amazon or eBay for about $15. This is a kind of like a wireless router, but it's a range extender. Same kind of situation with this. The value is about the same. Now, some of these, if you get a newer model, some of these things can be worth, $50 or more. But I've pretty much found that most of the routers at this point, recording this video in 2014, the wireless Gs really don't have any value anymore. So you need something that's a wireless N, which is kind of the newer technology, and they're going to be worth at least $10 or $15. Some of them worth more, and the newest ones can go for a lot more. But so that's about a $10 profit. I'd never seen this before. It was a Nike FuelBand, but I scanned it in with my Amazon app, and it came up like, it looks like it's new. It still has the seal on it and everything. And he said it was new, so it was scanning at around $150. So he was asking like 75, and I offered 50. So I think I'll probably get maybe 120, 130. So that'd be $80 in profit. This is a flip cam, and surprisingly, these flip cams have come down, very far in value. These used to be pretty valuable, but they're just, little handheld HD video recorders. And it came with the 2 little accessories that are still new. in the box, and each of those accessories will sell for $10 on Amazon plus shipping. And then the camera itself is only going to probably sell in the neighborhood of about $30. So I'll make maybe 20 bucks on this. This drill, a lot of times people will sell these drills at sales when the batteries die, because they don't want to buy another battery, so they just buy a whole other drill. Well, you can still sell them in pieces. Like I've already sold the charger on Amazon for about $18 plus shipping, and then I have the drill listed on there with the bag, and that'll be somewhere in the neighborhood of about $30, $35. So just on their own in the pieces, I'll still make about $40 minus fees. This is a Bose portable sound dock, and this is worth around $200, except for the fact the battery doesn't hold a charge anymore, but it still works great when it's plugged in, or people can buy an extra battery. So I only paid $60 for it. I think they were asking like $75, so I'll still be able to sell it on eBay for at least $150 if I don't keep it for myself for a little while first. And just that attachment down there that goes from the 30-pin connector to the lightning connector that goes on the iPhone 5 and the new iPods, just that attachment, it's an actual Apple brand one, and those are still valuable. They go for $20 or $30. So I didn't even include that into calculating this, but still, without the battery, it was a good find, and it's still good, sounds good, and it's good value. These are some wireless headphones. I've actually bought these about 2 or 3 times, so I knew how much they were worth, and they just sold. I just dropped the price down to $59.99 before recording this, and they did sell. So they covered the shipping, so I basically made $55 minus fees on that, and they were in great shape and not falling apart, so that was a good find. This was, I didn't even look this one up when I found it. It was just a cell phone sitting there with a charger, and I could tell it was a newer model. It looked nice, and it was a Droid phone. They just wanted $5 for it, so I didn't even look it up. But I did sell it on Amazon for around $70, so that's a $65 profit. It ships in a padded envelope. I found this HP mini netbook, and I paid $12 for it. But it didn't have the charger for it, so I had to. That's what happened. I think I paid $5 for it, and then I spent $7 on a generic charger. So when I get the charger, I'll boot it up and make sure everything's working right. But I just think they didn't have the charger. It was the same person I bought the phone from, and the phone was in great shape, and they only wanted $5 for it. So this will be about $88 profit. These were some Disney collectible coins. I found somebody else that had Disney stuff, and they're not near as valuable as the other stuff, but they only wanted $3 a piece, and I offered them 2 a piece, which was $6. So I know, they're each worth around $10. So I might sell them in a lot or sell them separately. I picked this up because it was Lego and it was $2. I mean, a lot of Lego stuff's collectible. Anytime I can find something Lego new in the box for cheap, I always pick it up. I mean, a lot of Lego stuff new in the box can sell for $40, $50, $100, if not more. And I've had that as well. So potential profit here, it's only worth about $15, so it'd be worth $10 or $15 in fees and profit. This was the same lady that had coins, had a whole bunch of Barbie stuff. She said she had over 500 Barbies, so she knew she had too many. So she had a lot of her Barbies. She wanted $10 each on her Barbies, but these Hallmark ornaments, she only wanted $1 a piece on. And these Hallmark ornaments sell on Amazon for between $5 and $10 each. Most of them are around $3, $4, $5, but some of them $10 or $11. So I put their values about $5 each, and I might just sell it in a lot by itself and see how it goes. But I would anticipate getting at least $5 a piece in a lot, which will be $55, maybe more. So we'll see how that goes. This is a camcorder. That's a digital camcorder, and he only wanted $20 for it, and I was kind of shocked because it was about 10 o'clock, and it was just sitting up there. And I was like, hey, I asked him if it worked. He said, yeah. I said, I'm surprised it's still here. And he said that, they just remembered about it and just brought it out about 5 minutes ago. So that'll easily sell on either Amazon or eBay, since it's kind of complete and has the manual, remote, and all that kind of stuff. It always makes a little bit more. I think it'll sell for $120 to $140. So that's well over $100 in profit. I found this kind of on the side of the road with a sign that said free in this community sale, and I'm like, well, I wouldn't normally buy a file cabinet because I don't really want to have to deal with the size of it. But at free, I figured that I can sell it easily for $20, and my math here was pretty bad. But let me change that just for my own sanity. $20. All right, so I'll just sell it on Craigslist and have somebody come pick it up. The next thing I got was another kind of Disney collectible. This is from their what's called a Snow Globe Parade, and it's just a music box. And there's a few of these that go to this set. And I'm a little bit worried about shipping it, but for $7 I had to get it. But it's worth about probably $35, and I can't find this one either because they're kind of rare too. This was just kind of a normal find. It was a 19-inch HD TV. With HDMI port in the back, and they wanted $25. I offered them $20, so I'll be able to put that on Craigslist and sell it for probably around $60. This was a big find. This is a Gypsy machine for a Cricut, like scrapbooking machine, and it holds all the cartridges and whatnot. And I bought I think 2 of these before, so I kind of knew what it was, and they only wanted $40 for it, so I had to pick that up, and I've already sold it on Amazon for $199.99. Same day, I think, so it's already gone. So that's $160 in profit. This is still an Echo Edgers are the most valuable. They're kind of commercial grade and they sell for a lot more. This one, he said, it wasn't starting up, but a lot of times you'll find lawn equipment like lawn mowers and weed eaters and things like that won't start up, but typically it's because they left it sitting with gas in it and somebody just needs to clean the carburetor. So either you can do it yourself and make a bigger profit, or sell it like it is, and somebody that knows what they're doing, will buy it and either flip it or use it and just clean out the carburetor. So I'm pretty sure here locally I'll be able to get maybe $75 for it, since it's worth probably about 200 and something new, and it's a good quality commercial one. So we'll see how that goes, but at least $50 if not 40. This was a kind of a collectible, 35mm camera. It's a stereo camera, and I looked it up, and I saw some selling in the range of around $50. What this one has going for it is it's pretty much mint condition. There's not a scratch on it, and it's got the nice leather case. So I paid $25 for it, and we'll see how it goes on that. Altogether, the week totals, because I spent so much on that Disney stuff, I spent $545. I spent $1,200, and I was prepared because this was a huge community sale, so I had plenty of cash. But totaling it all up, it'll sell for over $4,000, and that's a potential profit of $2,800 minus fees, of course. So maybe more in the neighborhood of $2,500 after I pay Amazon and eBay their parts. But even without the Disney stuff, which you won't normally find, I only spent $661, and it'll sell for over $2,000. So a potential profit, of $1,500 to $1,600. And I try to be, kind of conservative in my guesses. Some of these things could sell for more. So that's a great week for me, and I actually drove from out of town back almost overnight to make sure I got back home in time to go to this sale, and it ended up being well worth it. So hopefully you found that pretty helpful, and you find some of those things while you're out garage sailing. If you want more information, you can go to my website, garagesalecoach.com, and I have a free quick start guide that gives you 10 steps to basically start making money this weekend doing the same things that I do. And I would love for you to go sign up for my newsletter so I can send you, updates of when I post more videos or more training. And my goal is to help people make money. I want to build relationships and help you do well. I'm not looking to even sell anything or do anything at this point. I just want to be able to help people do what I do and see how well that goes. If you want to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, below, or click the like button if you like this video, or share it, on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, whatever you choose to, and I would be greatly appreciative of that. Also, leave comments or questions if you'd like, and I'd love to hear from you and see what else I can do to help you be successful. All right, this is Jamie. Visit me at garagesalecoach.com. Thanks for looking.